So today I'm going to make some jewelry out of dried flowers and resin, and I just thought I would show you our process and how I make it. I'm wearing one. My daughter actually made this for me. It's like a little vial, and it's got just some dried flower like celosia in it. I really like it. It's like kind of in the shape of a heart. And then I also thought I'd show you a pair of earrings. I'll just grab one. There's an example of another kind that we do of earrings. It's just different like dried flowers in them. And then we take them to the farmers market and craft shows and have like an assortment of different jewelries and stuff for customers at the craft shows and the farmers market. So I was gonna do a batch of necklaces, I think. So I was just gonna show you the step-by-step process of how I make the jewelry. So what I first do is I gather flowers, dried flowers that we have hanging up from our rafters in our basement. This past summer I've just been gathering them out of our garden, and then I will hang them down here in bunches. I just take a nail and put a nail into the rafter of our basement rafters above, and then I just tie a rubber band around the bouquet and hang it up here to dry. So I got a few different varieties up here that are all drying, so you can kind of see them, hopefully. But it's nothing like special, like, you know, it's just hanging from the rafters. So I go through and I pick out, you know, which colors, what varieties we want to put in the jewelry. So this is my workspace. It's just in our basement. So those are all the flowers that I gathered from up above that I thought might be pretty in the jewelry. So I gathered all those. I can kind of show you which ones. I grabbed some like Cleome, that pink one. Some asters are pretty cool. Status, these like straw flower looking ones. Celosia, some roses, hydrangea, sunflower. I think that's Leatris right there, that little purple one. I think I got, yeah, broomcorn. That's always a cool one in there. So I just get like a big group of flowers, lay it on my table. I know it looks kind of messy, but it's kind of just random flowers in a good variety. So then I decide what molds that I want to make. And I have two different kinds. I have like this kind of like the silicone mold. They just like, you can kind of see they pop. So I have like different shapes of silicone molds like this. You can just get it at a craft show, or not craft show, craft store. So you just I grab like the different molds I want to use. So I'm just going to use these for today. And then I put them on my black mat. I just recently got this black mat. It's so nice because the resin can get really messy. I wish I would have had it before because I was doing it on my table, and then I had to get a screwdriver and like go like this and like chip off all the resin off my table. It was not a pretty picture. So I got this black mat, and it's really nice because they just cleans right off, pops right off the resin a lot cleaner. So I pick out whatever ones I want to do, so I'll just pick these for now. And then there's another kind that I use. They're like frames, and I have a whole bunch of different kinds of frames, but I'll show you just for an example. So there's like just like a metal frame, and I also get these at the craft store too. There's all different types. There's some honeycomb ones, and so on. So I just pick out my frames, and I'll show you how we do lay out the frames, because that's a little bit different than just laying the silicone mold because that's like ready, but these are take a little bit more time. I'll show you that. So I get this tape. It's sticky on one side and not sticky on the other side, and you can get it at the craft store. Sorry, I'm so used to saying craft show. And then I just lay it down like on my black mat like that, and then I gotta grab my scissors. Where are they? Shoot. Oh. I'm back. Oh. Okay, so then I just like kind of cut to length of my, however long my mat is. That. And these are my flower cutting scissors. I probably shouldn't be using my flower cutting scissors for these because they don't work good on resin, and my tape hands, I don't want to ruin those. Okay, so I have this laid out. I usually do a few, but anyway. So then I go through and I have all these different kinds of frames, you know. So here's an octagon, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. Hexagon. So what you do is you just lay it down like that on the thing. And if I was gonna do like a pair of gold hexagon earrings, I'd probably do 2 next to each other so I could kind of get them a little similar. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay out all the ones on my blue tape and get ready to pour them. So next what I do is I put on some gloves because the resin, it can get really sticky. And then if your hands get sticky, I was doing it at first like without gloves, and my hands would get sticky, and then I'd go to like put my my dried flowers in my molds, and like it wouldn't come off my hand because it was like sticking, and it just was not fun. So I always wear gloves now. And then I just take this like little beaker vial that I got at the craft store, and it's got like a little measuring thing on it. So I do half part A and half part B. The label came off of this one, but it's half and half, so yeah. So one of it is called epoxy resin. And then this one, the sticker's gone, but this is called hardener. That's what it usually says, but it fell off. So I just pour half and half. So like this is 100 up here. So I usually go like 5. I'll fill the first one up to 5, or you know, that little line between the 4 and the 6. And then I'll do the rest up to the 100. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I don't think it really matters which one you pour first, because you're gonna stir it up. I mean, as soon as you have it poured, you're gonna stir it. So you just pour half. I'm going up to the 5. Good. I don't know if you can see it. There. And then this one, I'm going up to where it said 100. One pours a little slower. Oh. Okay. Okay. Cap that. And then I just stir this for like 3 or 4 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, but you have to get it like really, really stirred up and mixed for it to activate, I think. I don't know, but I just stir it a long time. Like at first it's cloudy. See how it's all cloudy? And then you stir it over and over and over forever. It feels like your hand's gonna fall off, so then you have to switch hands because this hand gets so tired, so then you go to use the next hand. So I just usually, I know I don't really time it, like I don't set a timer or anything, but I just, when my first hand gets tired and I switch hands, and then that one gets tired and I switch back, I do that 3 times. So when I'm left-handed, when my left hand gets tired for the 3rd time, then I think that's probably enough. So I'll speed this up now. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot clearer than it was before. When we started, it was like kind of cloudy, but now I can see my stick through it, and it's looking pretty good. Another thing I thought I'd mention when I was thinking of this, when I was stirring it, was I try to pay attention to the sides really good. Like I'll go like this and scoop the side really, really good around there as I'm stirring. And then the same thing, I'll put pressure on the bottom when I'm stirring to like really get the bottom and the sides. But I don't know, I just feel, you can feel it, like, oh, I feel like I need to get the sides and the bottom more. But all right, so we are good to go. Now on to pouring. I just kind of get all that off my stick. I just take our resin that we just mixed up, and I just kind of pour it into each frame like that, and then I use my stick to do that. It kind of makes a mess, and I'm not that good at it. I've been trying, like I try so hard, like, okay, this time I'm gonna really concentrate and go slow and not make a mess, and it's hard for me. I don't know why, but I just try my best and try to go slow and not like over rush it. But I'm just basically filling them up to the brim of the frame, and I don't think it really matters if it's like overflowing, because if you get like some of it out of the frame, then I like use like a tweezers kind of thing, and when it's hardening, I don't know, and clean it up. So yeah, so you just pour, in your thing, just like we're doing. We're almost done with this line, and then we'll move on to the frames. Or I mean, not the frames, we're doing the frames, the molds, the silicone molds. You do this one, so you just pick whatever one you want to do, and then you just pour it in there just like we did these. So I'll just pick one, couple, pouring it in there like that. See if I can get a better angle. So we're gonna do the silicone molds ones. I did 3, but then we'll just do a few more. So that, just kind of fill them up like that. We got all of our resin poured, and now what we're going to do is we just pick out whatever flowers we want to put into whatever mold and stick them in. So you just kind of pick out whatever ones. I'll just show you. I'm just going to grab one so you can see. I just grabbed like that tiny little pinkish purple status. So what I will do is I'll just kind of take my fingers and pull it apart, so you end up only having like little tinies. I don't know if you can see that. And then you just do that, and then you put it in the mold, which I'll show you next. So you just basically grab whatever flowers you want, kind of get them ready, and then ready for the mold. I'm going to show you a couple here. So we grabbed that, remember that, those little purple ones? So you just grab it, or whatever ones you want to use. I'll do the mushrooms, I guess. And then I put like 2 or 3 in, and then I'll go and get more of that same one, because I think I'm going to do the mushrooms like maybe earrings. So we'll kind of do them similar. So I just kind of fill it with whatever flowers we want to fill it with. I'll do a celosia. So we did that purple status, and then now we'll do like that pinkish celosia. And then we'll do, I don't know, maybe we could do some like broomcorn. I'll do a couple broomcorn in there. That happens too where it misses the, I don't know if you could see that, but it like didn't go in the in the frame. So you get all your flowers in there. Maybe we'll do a little, I like the aster. I just love this aster. I think it adds great color. So I'm just kind of getting a little bit. For some reason I like this aster. It's kind of like a purpley pinkish one we're making. Okay, yeah. So then I take like a a stem of a flower, and I just kind of go like this and poke it all down. So it's kind of like the, oh, I got my hair in there. That happens. I need to put my hair up. What was I gonna say? Oh, it's just so like all the flowers are poked down like that, so they're like all in the resin and wet, I guess. So I just do that, and I can like, you know, if I see something that I want to rearrange or, you know, put in a little bit different order than I do, I can like drag, you know, that one over there, or if I don't like the broomcorn there, I could move it a little over, just so it kind of looks how we want it to look when it sets up and dries. But so that's that. So that's kind of what we do. So I'll keep doing that for all the ones as we go. So here's kind of a better angle of the ones that we just made. If you notice, you'll see these air bubble, those little air bubbles, those will go away once it like starts drying and stuff. So those air bubbles will hopefully, most likely will go away. So that's not to be too much of a concern. They usually all have that when you first pour them. All right, let's do the rest. I just made this one. I put in some white hydrangea and some like black broomcorn, and then a red and yellowish straw flower. So just kind of poke them all down. Yeah, it's kind of cool. That one's stuck. That's fine. There. So we got our first frame row done. So this is kind of how they turned out. So that's that. And then now we will move on to our mold ones. So I'm going to use some pink Gumfrina in this one. Just lay it down in there. And I was trying to go for maybe like a little antique look on this one. So then I'm going to use a pink straw flower. Put a little bit in there. That's probably good. And maybe, I really like this antique white hydrangea. I thought that was kind of pretty. Maybe would be pretty in there. I'm just gonna kind of break it up a little bit like that. And I feel like it needs a little bit more of something. Let's see. Maybe a little bit of a white straw flower, I'm thinking, or I was also thinking a white gomphrena, because that's kind of like an antique looking one too. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of both. Yeah, I try to do like different kinds, like different colors and kinds, just because everybody's preference and taste is a little different. So just kind of poke it all down in there. Like that. It's fun to see how they all turn out. It's like my favorite part is to come back. It takes like 24 hours for them to set up and dry, but I actually, oh, that sunflower came off my stick. I gotta get that out of there. We'll put it in that one. It takes 24 hours for them to dry, but I usually give them 48 just to be sure. Okay, that's cute. We'll do this one since I dropped the sunflower in there. I'm gonna grab a few more of them since that's what it's gonna be, I guess. So this is just an orange sunflower. Sunflower dried great. I didn't know that. I just tried it just this, past summer. Just okay, well, we'll see, kind of thing. Not expecting much, and they dried perfect. So I'll show you what they look like. I have like a little bunch. So, I mean, they're kind of curled up, It probably wouldn't be the best thing for like a dried flower bouquet or a wreath, but they work great in the making jewelry and stuff. Cleome, I also didn't know dried, and sure enough, I tested it, and that's Cleome right there. That dries amazing. This is the Cleome. I'll show you that. Look at that. It dries so nice. Oh, what's this? That fell. Oopsie. Looks like a little Shasta daisy. Yeah, so there's been a lot of flowers that I didn't know that they dried, and sure enough they did. So that was kind of nice to have test flowers and dry them in the basement, and then check in a couple weeks and see if they turned out. And a lot of them pleasantly surprised me. I was like, oh my word, asters dry, sunflowers dry, Cleome dries. Like, I was shocked at all the stuff that dried that I didn't know was gonna dry. So that was kind of cool. Anyway, okay, so there's that. Okay, we got another one done. So that's what they kind of turned out to look like for now. We shall see. Hopefully they'll turn out once they harden. So I just got to do a few left in here, and then we will wait for them to dry. All right, well, we finished. There's the ones we just did. I think they'll kind of turn out cool. And that, and then these. So we'll just wait for them to dry. I'll give it a couple days and Then I'll show you maybe in another video of how we take them out of the molds and drill a hole through them if needed and chain them or put them on earring hooks. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!